Who does she think she is? A romance author? She's a mother. A podcast? Seriously? Another book? What episode are we even on? Here's what you really need to know. Stephanie doesn't just write stories. She invites others to tell theirs. They say everybody has a past. She thinks everyone has a story. And she wants to hear them all. This is Storytelling with Stephanie.
Welcome back, storytellers. Today I'm joined with my lovely friend and fellow author, Miss Vivian Mae.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, she is the sweetest human. Before I released my debut novel, Pretend for Me, she was like an anchor for me. I would message her frantic about, oh my God, what about my cover, like dimensions, random things. And mind you, we had never talked prior to this. And I was just like, I just love your books. I love everything about you. And I was just panicking to this random author on Instagram. And she was so sweet and she took it in stride and she helped me. And she has such a calming presence, even over DM.
You're so sweet. Yeah, I love that. Like when we went through that, like I remember I'd be at work sometimes and I'd be like under like my desk. I'm like, okay, hold on. I gotta answer this. This one's really important. Like no one's watching me, right?
And this poor girl is like about to get fired because of me.
I mean, like, you know what? It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
That's how we could say our friendship started.
Yeah, right?
It's a true testament to who I am, though. Like, I am a panicky, like, I can be very panicky and frantic. And, you know, people who can handle that, I feel like it gives them a good dose on. If they can handle that, they can handle anything with me. So you know, then they experience the nice side and then they're like, oh my God, she's so nice and sweet.
I love it. Come to me like panicked because I feel like I'm a little bit more grounded now than I was when I first started. So bring on the panic and I can like bring you in like a warm hug and comfort you.
And I need that. I love that. I love it. It's a good balance.
I think most of my life I've had to be grounded anyway because of how I was raised. So I think that kind of gave me that like a little bit more calmer demeanor. I mean, I have like my panic moments for sure. Don't get me wrong. Those are always just put away somewhere else. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit of me in that kind of nutshell.
Another thing we bonded over is our love of New York, and I can't wait for you to come and visit me.
Yes.
I want to come visit you because I love I love the heat. I'm like somebody, I love the sunshine and the heat. So I think it's got to be, you know, a good balance. We're balanced.
Girl, you would come to the desert. Everyone gets to enjoy something different.
Yes, I feel like you always want what you don't have, right? And
Yeah.
I long for that like slow living, you know, like my nervous system is at peace, like kind of like vibe, because I feel like just like go all the time. Yeah, I definitely need that. I like vision myself on like a farm one day.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that. So yeah, you want like super like slow and steady.
I do, to just like write my books and like a cute little like lake house and I want to have chickens and like, yeah.
And have like a she shed and everything. And
Yes, a she shed. Yes. See, you get me.
Yeah,
Now,
that'd be so cute. I could totally see that with you.
I can meditate in there. I can start meditating. I want to get back into it. I used to meditate.
I need it too, especially like, you know, everything that's going on right now. Like my four walls are safe and they feel good. Anything outside of it is too scary. I don't like it.
Yes, absolutely. Now, can you share a little bit about your journey to become an author and what inspired you to dive into storytelling?
Absolutely. So my journey is definitely going to look a little different than everyone else's. You know, I wasn't someone that wrote since I was out of the womb. I wrote, you know, I journaled. I had like a diary when I was little, and I wrote like all my feelings because I had so many. So that was kind of my way of escaping. That and like movies. But yeah, I didn't start writing my first novel until 2020. Like I took back in college, probably like 10 years ago, I did like creative writing Oh my gosh, no, probably like it was like 15 years ago. I don't even know, like time is weird. But I did creative writing, like I wrote stories there. But yeah, the first time I wrote a novel was 2020, and it was more like I had this wild hair up my butt where I was like, what if I wrote like romance novels? I love that. I just love the idea of that. I read romance novels and I loved them, but I didn't read them to the degree that I do now. And I had no idea that there was this like huge community, like that was completely just something so different for me. Um, so I know like a lot of like readers are so like in this world and then they, go into writing, and I think that's so fabulous. I definitely did not have that because I did not know it existed. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not, I don't know. But yeah, like one day I had told my husband, because we were like going on this walk, because we always walk around our neighborhood, get a little fresh air, exercise. Um, and I was telling him, what if I wrote romance novels? Like, wouldn't it be fun? Like, I had this idea, I pitched it to him, and we kind of just ended up going back and forth talking about it, and the story kind of grew and grew. So that's kind of where that started, and that was back in February of 2020, when right before the pandemic officially started. And I remember at work, there was a lot of like certainty. We were hearing things on the news, and we're like, well, what is going on? My husband had mentioned it at the beginning or at the end of 2019. He's like, I'm hearing some weird things. I think something's gonna happen. And I was like, no. I'm like, no, nothing's gonna happen. Like, right. It was such a shock. And once like things got to that point and life slowed down, I went from this hustle culture at my corporate job to being like, okay, what do I really want to do in life? Because this is not it, And it was that moment of realization of, okay, I love this. I'm enjoying writing. There has to be a reason that this is happening to me right now, where I'm having this kind of like pause in life where I'm resetting. So that's where that started. So I wrote, and then my husband, I would send him the chapters and he'd edit them. So he's my developmental editor. So we definitely work together a lot, which is it's just us. We're always together anyway, so it makes sense for us to be working on this together. And I don't know, we have so much fun. But yeah, that is where my journey started, and it is still continuing.
I feel like that's so beautiful, and it's such an encompassment of like who you are as a person, where you are such a like a beam of light, and you took this, the pandemic was such a dark and uncertain time. I feel, and you took that and you made that such a beautiful outlook for yourself and started this thing that had been like, gnawing away at you. It gave you this whole new life and this alter ego of, I'm going to write romance novels. And I love that. And it probably brought you and your husband, like it's this special thing that you two now have together where he knows that you do this. And because a lot of people don't have that support either, that their husband not only like acknowledges that they are doing this, but also reads it and is your quote unquote developmental editor. And I think that that's so cool.
I know, it really is. I think you're definitely spot on with that for sure. It was definitely a pretty bleak time, and I think that's kind of more of definitely who I am. Like things have always kind of been on the down for me growing up, so I would have to find a way to like claw myself out or figure out like, how do I find happiness and what's going on.
Oh, you're so amazing, and I really thank you for sharing that. And do you feel like, because in Merry Little Mishap you had like your themes in there were a lot about, I feel like, religious, almost like religious trauma, and is that like something you can relate to?
Absolutely. So growing up, I mean, I grew up in like a very strict like Christian household. And I was also in a household where, I mean, we're Latinos, right? So we have like that Hispanic, traditional Hispanic outlook on things where you don't talk about sex, you don't talk about, anything that's like taboo. Everything's just very, very conservative. And so you learn from a young age of shame, right? So you feel this shame of okay, like if someone kisses in public or if someone kisses in a movie or a show, like it is so uncomfortable. We had to close our eyes. Like my parents would be like shielding us, you know what I mean? So it's this awkwardness of, okay, like sex is shame. So I wanted to bring that into Merry Little Mishap because I think it's important for us to know that we cannot be put in this place of shame, especially in the Latino community. Like we see that constantly, and there's no healthy way that I was brought up into it, and I had to learn things on my own. And I think as adults, we know, hey, we do not want to be learning this on our own. Like we need our hands held, right?
I love
So I wanted Elena in Merry Little Mishap to have that. Like I wanted her to have a very, sex positive influence with Nick, who was very much, oh yeah, this is normal. Porn is normal. Like, oh, you like porn? I like porn too. So it was very a safe space for her just to talk about it and be, content and happy and feel, oh, this is super normal. So I think that that was definitely my most important part of bringing Elena to life is, if anyone like me grew up the way I did, they can find solace in her journey.
And I love that. I'm sure it healed part of you too, to
Oh,
express
absolutely.
it like, onto the page, and to it was like working through all of your trauma. And
Hmm.
because I took those kind of exercises through therapy, it's like, and writing is so cathartic and therapeutic in general. So to have that outlet, I'm sure that was so healing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I know that I'm definitely a slow writer. Like I wish I could churn out books. But in my future of my author career, that is something that I want to focus on. I really want to have more light, fluffy rom-coms like that, but I want them to also touch on very important topics like that. And it was very well received. I had quite a few people who felt good about it. They understood it. That's where they were coming from. They felt seen, and I mean, I think as authors, that's what we want. We want people to feel good about where they're at, or
Resonate
maybe
and
they
resonate with
can
our work.
they can see kind of like, oh, well, what if this happens to me? I just want people to not feel alone.
I love that because that's the reason I started writing too, is
Oh.
I was going through this horrible time postpartum with my marriage was falling apart, and it just seemed like, the only amazing thing out of this experience was just having my son. But at every turn I felt like I was, having friend drama, husband drama, like it just like no matter where I went, I was just like just want to be with my baby, and I just wanted to like have peace, and it was just like I couldn't find that, like, and I was just like breaking apart at the seams, and writing just fell into my lap like it did with you. I've always wanted to write a book. I've always been interested in writing. I've always had journals, and like you said, I took creative writing, and it just never was the right time. And it was probably like I was the busiest because I was a new mom and lack of
Mhm.
sleep, and doing all the things. But I also just I found time, and I would write in the middle of the night, and it was so healing to me. And I just didn't want people to feel like my book, my author note is, this is for the moms who are up in the middle of the night. I see you, like,
Mhm.
because I felt so not seen. I
Mhm.
felt there was no representation of how hard postpartum life could be, and
Mhm.
I think that it goes hand in hand with, trauma, because I'm Italian and Greek, and I feel like the culture is similar to, and it's where there's a lot of shame around sex and talking about taboo topics. There are just so many
Mhm.
nuances and layers to it, and it shouldn't, be demonizing sex either.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And I think that's so sweet. Like, everything you've gone through, like, I do believe that things like happen for a reason. And I know that, what you went through sounds so hard. I can't even imagine that. But I feel like you being there for other women that's awesome. You know what I
Aw,
mean? Like,
thank
that's
you.
really like what feels good is just being there for other women. I
Yeah,
think we make each other strong.
we do, and that's why I wanted to start this podcast, because the whole theme is, they say everyone has a past, but I think everyone
Mhm.
has a story, and I want to hear them all. And because if we don't tell our stories, other people are going to tell them for us. And why do we want other
Mhm.
people rewriting our stories? We have to take back our power, and the only way we like
Absolutely.
learn is when we know other people have went through the things that we have, and that's how we feel less alone. Like, I feel so much less alone because of you, like, and all of your, beautiful books that you write, and there's an escape in them, yes, but it's also, you write about, like you said, you want to write more, like, and write it with rom-coms, and I feel like you've balanced the two, because Merry Little Mishap, yes, it's light, like it's lighthearted compared to your other books, but there's also like this undertone of like elements of breaking cycles and healing, which I think is rare in a romance book, like especially a romantic comedy, and I think like you melded the two so well.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
It's just the truth, and it's a short, and the thing that surprises me the most, and like we could actually like sit here and talk about this for hours, because it's a shorter book, and you've accomplished so much in that short book, and that's what blows my mind.
I want to hit more like novellas for sure. Like I have some other ones planned. I want to hit like all the holidays.
Oh my
And
God,
just kind of like
yes.
plan things around each holiday. But yeah, I think it was challenging for sure, because like you're saying, like there is so much that is crammed in, but it's done, simply, which for some reason, like I'm sure you've felt this, but trying to simplify an idea is so hard.
It's
It is so
so hard.
hard.
As I'm making edits right now, it is so hard. That's my feedback. It's simplifying things. You're going in 500 different directions, and I'm like, I don't know anywhere to do anything else.
Yeah, no, exactly. I get that. Yeah, it is very hard. You'd think like just making someone walk, like I feel like we make it into like this big thing, and then it's like, no, like you have to just say they're walking. I know that's not like a great example, but like just to show you like how simple things need
Yep,
to
they
be.
strut, and then like my editor would be like, no, 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 no. This could be said in 3 words, but you said it in like 25.
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, the way the sunset looked and the sauntering and like
All
it's like,
encompassing,
what? I don't need this.
all encompassing. It took my breath away. The sun was setting. The sun
Exactly.
was setting.
Exactly. So, I will definitely have more rom-com novellas in the future, because it was too fun not do it again. So,
I
and
did
it
have
did well. So I think readers are kind of telling me like, hey, this is your thing. So I'm gonna have to take that direction as well.
But trauma, do you feel like any other personal experiences have shaped your writing in any way? Like, what other pieces of you have you put into your novels? If you're like comfortable, have you put pieces of your relationship? Like Mr. May is like, famous on your Instagram, and I feel, and now knowing that he's your, part of your editing, process, I feel, I want to know more about this, is he a book boyfriend? Are there pieces of him in your novels? Are there pieces of how you met?
Well, okay. So yes, there's pieces of like, who we are in there. Um, we have like little kind of Easter eggs for us. So for example, there's a scene in the Mine to Keep series. I think it's book 2. I'm pretty sure it's Promise and Punishment, where you see Parker, like you kind of get like a little snippet of their childhood, and you learn that Parker won like all these tickets for Gemma, and he wanted to get her like a stuffed animal at like one of their like state fairs, and the amount of tickets was 520, which is our anniversary date. So it's like we like to put little things like that in there just to kind of remind us that this is ours. Like we have a lot of fun doing it. Um,
That's so cute.
and that's
I
like
love
the
Easter
like
eggs. I love the
oh
Easter egg. I already started putting some Easter eggs in mine, um, and now, but I'm probably gonna like reference more things. I think that's so cute.
yes, it really is so fun. It is fun because I mean, I feel like these books are gonna outlive me, and not that anyone's gonna know that Easter egg, but like I do. Maybe I'll come back in another life and be like, hey.
My next question is about Freak, because can you tell us a little bit about it? I'm so excited. You are re-releasing it, and it's amazing. Can you tell us about it?
Gosh, absolutely. So, I have like the books here. Yeah, I love this. I love the discreet cover. Okay, I have to ask you, does this look like anything to you?
Um, I mean, it's a heart, but no, I don't want to guess wrong.
Okay, no, okay. There's no like wrong. There's no wrong guesses. It is discreet, but once you realize what it really is, it's not so
Oh,
discreet.
okay, I got it now. I got it. Okay, I got it.
I know, it's my favorite.
Oh my
It's
God,
like,
things go completely over my head, and then I'm just like, I'm like that person. That's me.
oh my gosh. No, you're good. A lot of people haven't picked up on it. There are a couple, they're like, I know what that is.
I
It's
see
like,
you. Oh my God. Now I feel like it's like we have an inside joke into it, and I love it. Like I feel like I have this better
yes.
info.
yes. Well, okay, so Freak was actually a short story that got published in an anthology back in 2022, I think. 2022, 2023. I don't know. My time gets blurred. One of those years. And
Everything after
at that
COVID
time,
like everything's like fast forwarded after COVID. I feel like I don't even know how has it been 5 years.
oh my God, that's so true. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with time anymore. But yeah, it was a short story then, and then once that anthology was out of print, I was able to take it back and republish it. So I republished it with this cover, which I really love. So it came out last January, and it's the whole story. The only thing that it didn't have is the extended epilogue, which this one has a bonus extended epilogue. Well, technically they both do now. I don't want to confuse anyone.
Oh my God. I didn't know that. I didn't know they both were going to. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, this is a story. It's a revenge story where you have a friends to enemies to lover situation. But you have Summer, who is, she got bullied back in high school, and it's not like a major part of the story. I had a reader ask me, they're like, okay, well, you're saying bully, but can you clarify? I'm like, no, it's kind of more of like, you see it in the prologue and you get that gist of it, but the actual story is her wanting revenge on her bully. And it is delicious revenge.
Delicious. As someone who's been bullied, I feel like, and we were just talking about this, it heals you to read
Yes.
this and to feel so seen, because I was bullied so many times, and to have this kind of like representation in a book. And I love that it's not, for me, I can only speak for myself, but to me it wasn't triggering at all. Sometimes I'll read bully romances and I'll be like triggered, and I feel like this was so not triggering for me, and maybe because of how you present it, but I just loved it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I was the same way. Like, I definitely, was bullied in school, elementary, junior, and high school. Not like to any bad degree, but I mean, I definitely wanted like this, Summer to have this moment of like, I'm really strong now. You can't bully me. So I wanted to see myself in that light. So,
Reclaiming your power.
I'm reclaiming that power. And she gets her revenge. It happens on her 10-year reunion, high school reunion, which is really, really fun. She bids on her bully, and things kind of take off there. Is she going to go through with her plan once she finds out, what he's really like now, or is he the same? So you kind of have this like little dilemma, and it all happens, in one night. And then I have the bonus extended epilogue, which is delicious. It actually is a buy scene, so it's FFM.
I can't wait. Oh,
Yes, I love it. I kind of came out more recently, letting people know that I am bi, and I'm taking that power.
love
So it's been nice to, be able to write Summer and Raphael, because they seem like the perfect couple who could introduce a third into the relationship. So I wanted to explore that, and I got some yummy artwork for it, which is so fun.
I cannot wait for this. I feel like this is going to be so good. I mean, it's already so good, and I feel like this is just going to add like another layer on top of it that is so.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really love it. And it's her, it's Summer's first time even being with a woman. So you get to kind of see that aspect a little bit. And it's something that I want to explore in the future as well. Like I want to see, like a married bi woman who's in a straight passing relationship who comes out during her relationship. I want to see journeys like that. So it's definitely
Yes.
something that I want to write. There's so many things that I want to write, and there's just like not enough time.
I feel the same way. There are so many stories that are lingering in my head and plot bunnies that are just jumping around, and I'm like, oh, if I only had all the time.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely it's tough, but
But I
I
love how
think
you represent, you're like writing things that you feel like need representing. And that is so, like, this needs representation. And you're writing that. And I love that.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I don't have never come across my scenario where it's, like a bi woman coming out during her marriage, and I'm
I
sure
haven't,
that
I
those
won't
books
even lie,
exist, but
I
I've
have,
never come across it.
right.
So I think it would be interesting. I think there's so many different ways to take it.
So
Is there like an affair? Is there cheating? Or does the couple like it? Do they, want to invite someone else? And I think
I like that.
I
I
think
like all of those scenarios. Write them all.
I know, right? I will do it. I love anything super angsty, very emotional. Like
Yeah. Yes.
I will write it in there.
Yeah, oh my God, I love angst. And even with my own, like books when I'm writing them, I'm like, am I going too far? Because I love angst. And
Take
I
it
know
all
that's,
the way. Take it all the way.
and some people don't. And then I'm just like, oh, but I don't want to ever feel like I'm writing to please like other people. Like you said before, you said that people enjoyed your, journey with Merry Little Mishap and that it was different from what you've written before, and that you would consider doing more romantic comedies. But that's because you're open to that. Like, I don't want to like go somewhere where I'm not like willing to, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no need. Don't do
And I
it.
feel like that's like the double-edged sword. It's like, okay, like you look at the Amazon like lists and you're like, oh, but these tropes are doing so good, and like if only I wanted to write that, and then it's tempting for a minute, and then I'm just like, no, I got to stay true to myself.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's the most important part is staying true to who you are. I think for me, staying true to who I am means fluffy rom-com all the way to dark. So I'm like, I wish I could just be like one lane only, but you know what? It's not in my nature. And I think that's probably what makes things a little bit harder for me and why things are a lot slower, but you know what? Like I just want these stories out that people love and they can enjoy, because once it's out of my hands, like now it's someone else's journey to
That's
enjoy.
what I say. Oh my goodness, I say that all the time.
What? Yes, right?
Same,
Because it's
same
it's
wording. I'm
theirs
like,
now.
not anymore. Oh my God. I've never heard, I've heard a few other people say that, but I've never heard someone say it back to me. So it was like eye-opening moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to say this.
Great minds think alike. That's why.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that. Oh. And it's so true though, because once it's out to the readers, it's theirs to enjoy. It's
Hmm.
theirs to it's there, and then like we were saying before about before we started with Goodreads, and sometimes the reviews they get you, but you can't let them get you. Do you read your reviews?
Okay, so yes, so I have a love-hate relationship with them, because when I first started, I would read all the reviews and I would tell myself, this is just it's okay if there's bad ones because people are helping me grow. But after a couple years of, reading them, almost daily, I think it got to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I love the good reviews, that makes me feel good, but the ones that always stuck with me were the bad ones. So it put me in this place of like my confidence started going down. So I'm like, okay, how do I had to stop reading them. And I got back into them a little more recently, but I'm reading like 4 and 5 stars now. That's all I'll read because I'm like, this is just, I know that people say it's a reader space, but I don't know if I necessarily believe that because we still have the option of looking, and not that we have to act on it or say stuff, but they make me feel good and they give me that confidence of like, oh my gosh, well, this reader really needed this character at that time, and that's really what I'm writing for. Like, these are my people I'm writing for, and these are just the words that they're telling me, indirectly about how it affects them, and I love that. So it is kind of like I have a healthy relationship again, but I think I have to pause it a little bit and, kind of remember that I don't need to read it. I just need to do my own thing and, not worry about it so much.
Well, you've established your boundaries with it, and I think that that's so important, is that you recognize that like it wasn't doing you well to keep reading the bad ones over and over again, because like I do that, and I think like as long as you recognize like what needs to change, it's like that's all we can do as writers, as people. Like you said, I read the bad ones, but only for, like you said, the constructive criticism. I should say I only take on the ones that have constructive criticism. If there's just ones that's roasting them, like I try to discern, okay, this is just a roast, basically. And the other ones that might have not liked it because it's not their cup of tea, I do try and see their perspective, and I can say, okay, well, maybe the pacing was off in that scene, or maybe, somebody didn't like that my female main character was like crying a lot, but if you know her backstory, I feel like she is meant to be a crier, and I'm a crier, so I don't. And I was going the time where I'm like,
I'm a crier too.
That's how we get along. And so I was just like, it's I wanted to and like you said, I wanted to represent that we can be emotional, and especially when there's a lot of like big and heavy things happening in our lives, and even if they're good, it's like sometimes you just want to cry, and. Exactly. Not for everybody, but it was something to consider. Maybe I should have limited that, and I just think gave me like it perked up my ears for like future stories to take like maybe the quantity of things into account. But yeah, some of the really bad ones, I have to protect my peace and just not entertain it because I would go insane. What do you do for writer's block? Or moments that like it seems like your characters got dark on you, or inspiration is just out of reach?
So I have two things that I do. When I hit that block, one of the first things I'll do is I'll go to a different WIP, a different work in progress that I have kind of in the background, and it kind of brings me back to life, going into a different world and exploring that character. For whatever reason, it kind of resets that creativity, and then I'm able to go back to my main manuscript. And there's days where that won't work, so I have a backup. So that backup is I will go to Pinterest and I'll find writing prompts and I'll work through them, and I love doing that because it feels like there's zero pressure when it comes to those. Like, I am just writing like how I feel in that moment, and I am creating these random characters who no one has to see ever, and it's just for me, and it gives me this calm, and it brings that creativity again, so it does refuel me, and then I can move back to that main manuscript. But there's times too where I'm like, I'm literally just mentally exhausted, I'm drained, and I try to tell myself I can't force my writing if I'm feeling so drained. So I have to be okay with stepping away and just taking time, even if that is to cross stitch or if it's to crochet. Like, I need some kind of peace, so I'll reset that way as well. But yeah, those are like my two little methods or I guess 3 methods that I go to.
I'm going to steal that for myself because I feel like I definitely struggle with that. And I do the work in progress thing, but sometimes I go into too far. I take it too far. And then I'm like 34,000 words into like a new work in progress, and I'm completely, my other one is like, hello, we're still here.
Oh my
And
gosh, yeah.
I forgot about you. Bye.
I mean, like it works though, you know, and
It does work
I
though. And
have
oh
like,
my God, Pinterest prompts, I'm definitely like right after we finish this, I'm going on right now. Like, and I'm going to like,
yes.
but I'm also procrastinating because I should be editing.
I know. Oh, I totally get it because I feel like I have this mental battle all the time where like my subconscious just wants to make me feel bad, where it's like you have to be writing, you have to be editing, you have to be doing something, but I I mean we have to just accept like we need to step away and you know feel okay with it. So um
I feel like that happens from childhood though, and I mean this is for me. I can't speak for you, but or anybody else, but I always feel like I'm not doing enough, and I feel like we've
yeah.
been conditioned as little kids, maybe because we live in such a hustle culture. You've mentioned that before, and
Mhm.
it almost makes us feel like we're inadequate and that we're never doing enough, and like okay, more, oh, faster, like, and it's when is enough enough?
Exactly. I think it is hard for me for sure to say no and stop. It is a mental struggle. It can never just be okay, Vivian, let's chill. Like it's like it goes on for like a couple hours. But yeah, it is definitely I'm with you there. It was I know for me, I had to bring home like the best grades ever and like I always had to like be the best at everything and like fill my time with things that make me productive. So it was always you know, there I guess I've been hustling as a kid, you know, since that time and it is exhausting.
It is, and then even just like we have to do more. It's like okay, I'm sitting down and relaxing, but what should I be doing instead? That's not right. This doesn't feel okay to sit down and relax. Everything's calm. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oh my gosh, exactly. Like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop or someone to come yell at you. I guess probably like for me, my own brain yells at me. But yeah,
My own brain
it is
does
hard.
it too.
Our brains are bullies, like let's be honest.
That's so true. I always say I always say when people are like you know if I disagree with someone or if I have like a fight with somebody I'm like no one can be meaner to me than myself.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Like I'm my own worst enemy. I'm the meanest person to myself, and nobody, no matter what people do to me, like it can't hurt me as much as I hurt myself. That's so sad to say, but it's so
It
true.
is, but it's true. Yeah, you can't hurt me because I hurt me first.
Yes, and it might be like, and that might be actually what happens is that it's a protective mechanism, and I just like I sabotage things first and I hurt myself first because I don't want other people to. Maybe something to unpack in therapy. Sorry, storytellers.
Yeah, yeah, that is definitely a lot to unpack for sure. But it's good. It's good. I'm proud of you for going to therapy. I need to 100% do that for sure.
I feel like finding a good therapist is like finding a good relationship, and we know how difficult that could be. And I went through like three or four already
This scares me. Oh my God, I'm so scared.
because we know how the dating scene is in today's world. It's like the therapy scene. I feel like is even harder.
Oh gosh, I feel like I would shoot myself in the foot because I would probably only feel comfortable talking to women. So I'm like, okay, that probably like eliminates half the population of therapists.
I I only have women there. I only would trust a woman. So yeah, no, I feel the same way. But I have found four or five. So you know what? They are out there.
Oh my gosh, there needs to be like some kind of like therapist match app.
Oh my, let's make it.
Yeah, okay, we need to like just write a short story.
Oh my God, yes.
Our characters can match.
Yes. I would love that. You
That
should
would
do
be
it.
so fun.
I was thinking about this earlier. You should do a series on elevators. When you were saying that you want to do a different thing for each holiday, you should have it all take place in an elevator again. Like, but different holidays and different characters.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. I would love that. I so not that this is concrete at all because it's kind of just an idea I've been tossing around, but um in Merry Little Mishap, you know how like someone like is hello, is anyone there? Like when the elevator's shut. Um which is the neighbor, right? like the Italian neighbor, and she like the whole joke is she keeps trying to get Nick to date one of her granddaughters. So I want to somehow bridge that, and the story starts there for one of her granddaughters.
Oh my God, I love
I think
that.
that would be really funny if, I kind of threw that in there and made it like a New Year's Eve, or I don't know, like one of the next holidays, and they kind of just line up together where if you read it all in a row, like it's just kind of like a seamless event.
Yeah.
Like one after the other, like they're connected.
Write it. You need to write it.
Right? That'd be so fun.
Oh my
This
God,
is
that was
Caporelli.
yeah. You need to write it. I'm obsessed already. Oh my goodness. Everyone
Well,
tell her.
okay, I have to like ask you something. I know it's your podcast, but I gotta ask you. So,
Of
since
course.
you're Italian and Greek, did you like Mrs. Caporelli? Was she like
Oh my God.
familiar?
Yes. Yes. 100%. I feel like that's my mother-in-law. It's like that pushy, older Italian lady. It's probably gonna be me, honestly. I'm sure there's parts of me in there already.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I love it. I feel like I know. I feel like I know somebody like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are
Mhm.
pieces of that person in like family members of mine and people I know,
Yeah.
and it's so accurate.
Yeah, they just like they want to push their like daughters, or they just want to marry them, and it's
I mean,
just
I was watching My Big Fat Greek Wedding last night. Again, it's like one of my favorites, and I
I
feel
love
like
that
it.
one.
And I was saying to my mother-in-law, because she is obviously Italian, she's not Greek, and I was
Mhm.
like, "This is," but I just want to explain to you that this is so accurate for like, what I don't like explain like certain scenes, and I'm like, that would happen, and she's like, "Really?" And like literally. So it's so
Yeah.
funny you mention this.
Oh my gosh. Don't tell me the Windex thing is real.
I don't know about I feel like my Gaia had like her nuances with certain things that she would like swear, like Ivory soap. Ivory soap, that woman would lather all over her body. I was like, Yaya, you're, and olive oil. Oh my God. I would ask her, like, because I was into skincare, like, even from like 11 years old. And I'm like, why is your skin so nice and like smooth? Olive oil. Olive oil.
Oh my gosh. It like straight up olive oil from the
That's what
bottle.
she said. I've never tried it. That's what she said. Someone wants to go and try it, go right ahead. If she had beautiful, soft skin, her hands, I can still remember her hands. Her hands were so beautiful, and she would just rub olive oil, and the only soap she used was ivory soap. So it's
Oh
got to be
my
something.
god. This sounds like
But
something you need to put in one of your stories. Like it needs to be a character in there.
there, you know what? There very well might be in the future. I want to write a mafia story, but I feel like because I'm Italian, like I shouldn't be. Like I'm like
What? That'd be so fun.
I feel like I should sit this one out.
Oh my gosh. No, I think you'd be so fabulous at it.
Oh, thank you. It would be something, but it would be a little like I feel like it would be very polarizing because I'd have to tone it back because I have no filter and my characters tend to have no filter, so who knows?
I think this is your calling. This is the next one in the future.
Maybe. You never know. Now I wanted to ask you, you're not enrolled in KU. What would you say to KU or to not KU? What would you say your deciding factor was, and what would you advise other authors be like advice for any other authors just beginning, not in the KU realm necessarily, but just in general?
That's a great question. So I think that really is more of a personal choice, and I think every author should be doing their research to figure out what fits better for their goals. And I guess mine was a little bit more out of fear because in KU, if your books are pirated, there's the horror stories of authors having their accounts taken down. So for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't have my account taken down. Like I'm just starting. So it was that fear that led that decision to go wide. I don't regret going wide. I'm still, trying to figure out, what exactly I can do to make it better. But I do love that like any reader can request my books at their library. I think that that's fantastic. I love that. My books are in Kobo Plus. I love that Kobo Plus is very like, there's no exclusivity clause, which is, KU has that, and it drives other authors away. So I think that it really is a personal choice. I think that one day I do want to try KU to see if it will, be better for me. But all my books are pirated and they won't be taken down. So I don't know. It puts me in this weird predicament of like, I want readers to discover me. Maybe it will like help my income flourish and maybe I can do this full time. But because of that fear, like I can't see myself doing it. I think I'll try it when my whole series is done and just have it for, I think they do it like in 3-month increments. So maybe like try it and then see where it goes from there. But yeah, that was my deciding factor, really. I don't think people should have to do anything out of fear, but that is my life story. I do things out of fear. So that was
Same.
it on that. Yeah, right.
Same. I crash out constantly with things out of fear. I did something the other day very unhinged, and I'm gonna have my best friend on here. She was already on one of my episodes, but I'm gonna have her on again, and she will explain how unhinged I was the other day. I was crashing out.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It's just every day brings something new in my my world, and a lot of it I bring a lot of things on myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm bored. Because I'm bored sometimes, and I just do things for the plot.
I mean, that's how you have to, right? It gives us a little spice for the day.
It does. It just what? It gives me a little thrill.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
What sign are you? I'm like an astrology girl.
I'm a Gemini.
Okay, I'm a Taurus. That's why we get along so well.
Oh my
And I'm a
gosh,
Virgo
you're
rising.
compatible?
I'm a Virgo rising too. So like I'm ruled by Mercury, and I think the Gemini is ruled by Mercury as well. So we're both are very good communicators. So I feel like that's why we're have good banter and talk.
I love that. I love that. I mean, that's exciting. I don't understand like the rising,
Oh my
you
God,
know.
I'm so deep into it. I have a Gemini Venus too, which Gemini Venuses get such a bad rap when you're like researching them. Like people say like when your Venus is in Gemini, like you're too flirty. And I feel like the way they phrase it is negative. So like the astrology people just like rebrand that.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, I feel like I've always been kind of flirty by nature, so that kind of makes sense. But also I feel like I'm just like I have
Yeah,
like a
I'll
bubbly
need like the time
personality,
you're
so
I'll need the time you're born. I'll have to do your whole chart and explain everything to you because I'm
yes,
obsessed.
please. Like I had a reader who was telling me like, "Oh, what is yours?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to figure that out. I'm a Gemini. That's about all I know."
I get along with Geminis really well. I feel like I've had a lot of Gemini friends and stuff like that.
Oh, good.
But my last question, which is a universal question I'm asking everyone on the pod, is if your life was a book, what chapter or what do we call it? And it doesn't have to be your age or anything like that, but what would be the title of the chapter we're in right now?
I have the perfect title for you. You ready? The fundamental chaos of learning.
Oh, I love that.
That's my chapter title for
That
sure.
is, I love that. That is so beautiful, and I love it. Because
Thank
life is
you.
chaos. Life is chaos, and healing is not linear. I'm always
Mhm.
like I have that on my vision board actually. Like healing isn't linear because I feel like there's so many depths to our journeys, and I
Mhm.
feel like beauty in the chaos. And I'm all about alchemy and turning like pain into power. And I feel that's something we both can relate to. And I think that was the theme overall of our podcast and everything that we've definitely spoken about.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
And is reclaiming your power as like a woman.
Mhm. Oh yeah, for sure. Because I feel like we're told from society from the get-go that we just, aren't worth a lot. Like we are supposed to be making babies, we're supposed to clean the house, we're supposed to, do this and that. And like it just has always felt like we're not supposed to aspire to anything. So I think that's what makes romance novels written by women so, so strong and powerful. And that's definitely why they always want to ban them. I
Yes,
feel like
and
there's too
especially
much power in them.
and spice in general and smut, if you want to call it that. It's not just that. That's the thing. It's
Hmm.
not just that, and there's so much emotional healing tied to that, and sexual healing, tied
Hmm.
to sex scenes in books, and I don't think people understand that enough, and that's why people are so drawn to reading these novels, like these
Hmm.
romance novels, is because we want to be seen, and because of our past, and despite
Yeah.
of our past, I would say.
Yes, I 100% agree with you.
And where can everyone find you? And tell us about where we can find Freak and about your website, and you have merch. Let us know all the things.
Okay, so you can definitely find my website. It's vivianmae.com. And as far as social media handles, you'll find me at Vivian Mae Writes. I have TikTok, Instagram, Threads. I have all those. The one that I've been on the most right now is Threads and Instagram. But I feel like I really am enjoying Threads a lot. um, so I'm on there a little too much, maybe. I need to shut up, probably. But I'm there. I have a newsletter, so I always recommend my readers follow me on there because that's really where you can keep up to date with me. Because, I mean, social media, the algorithms, like, I'm probably won't, like, my own followers probably won't come across me again unless they're actively on my newsletter. So you can sign up for that on my website as well. It's
Her
vivianmae.com.
website, she's going to have merch, and she has the best eye for design, so I can't wait to buy some of it.
Yes, I have my merch shop dropping April 25th. So it's going to be through a third party seller. It'll be like a print on demand, but I have so many cute designs. So I'm excited for that. And on my own website, my readers can buy signed copies as well. So if they like, shopping direct, I have some like stickers on there. I have signed books. I have like a little bit of everything on there. And that comes directly from me, and I package it and everything, so that's fun. But yeah, the merch shop will be someone else gets to package it, but I'm excited to have it. I think that it's going to be so fun, and so far it's like super well received because I've been teasing designs every Friday,
So excited.
so
I'm
so
so
that's fun.
excited. And you have such a good eye, and it's going to be amazing. I know that. And thank you so much for coming on. You are a dream guest, and I'm so glad that we've connected and that I can call you a friend.
Oh, me too. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for having me. You're the best.
Bye, storytellers.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Storytelling with Stephanie. If you liked today's episode, be sure to follow, leave a quick review, and share it with a friend. I'll be back next week with more stories. Until then, keep living your truth and rewriting your own story.